Hi, I'm Isaac Domretsky. I'm the founder of PlayEye. Um, we're a Perth-based startup from Western Australia, and we've got some really neat tech that we'd like to share with you. Um, First and foremost, please excuse the fact that I'm whispering. Little Bubba's sleeping right now. I'll get in trouble if he wakes up. And just thank you for viewing. Let's get started, shall we? So primarily, what do we do at PlayEye? Well, I say we, but right now PlayEye is just myself. I am a self-taught programmer and a classically trained artist. A little bit of backstory is that on developing my own game, um, Good Grief, I was making a really fun algorithm to make the most optimized projectiles. Um, when I was looking at this algorithm, I really couldn't stop thinking about it because it very much mirrored what I thought would be a really fantastic cloud-based gaming service. Um, so I stopped development of that game and I started pursuing this. Um, the first iteration was independently uh, made to that despite not knowing anything about what Nvidia was doing at the time, um, an AI-based uh, frame interpolation type system, and now we are 22 iterations in, 22 logical and optimized leaps from that first system, and on to our 23rd right now that I'm currently putting together. Um, from here, I think I look back and I'm still shocked that Nvidia, who they're one of the big tech companies, they're still stuck on DLSS frame gen, and like I can see why, because they're invested and they need to make that money back. But luckily for me, I have a very gracious partner who's put up with me and my um, near incessant need to optimize and iterate, and um, I'll have to thank her later. But um, so what we've come out of it with is one-to-one frame perfect AI frame generation, um, rendered from um, rendered remotely to client. And what that basically means is um, we can deliver graphics to you. Your graphics card really doesn't matter. And because our system is so incredibly optimized, which is really fun, uh, we have the ability to now essentially render what is cutscene level fidelity for in-game gameplay. And not just that, but there's some other really fun things like the ability to have lots of different um, models on screen regardless of poly count or texture sizes or densities, um, which I would like to let you know is that this is for the community. It's going to be for the community forever. But I'd be in your debt if I could have your support in keeping this aligned with the community values. This is this is my love letter to gaming, and I never thought I'd be in a position of power like this. It seems ridiculous, um, especially because I'm just a little guy from a little city in Australia. I come from a suburb where uh, we're not particularly known for anything other than um, violence and drugs. However, it just feels really nice. I actually feel very accomplished, and it's for you. Yeah, you. Because you know what? You deserve the best. And I say that because we've been through some stuff. This gaming industry hasn't been nice to us. Uh, and I would like to leverage this to make some real change um, in an industry that I love so much. Some of you may be too young to know that there used to be a time when there were no microtransactions in games, and that you'd get the entire game when you bought it, and you would own that game, and it would be yours, and you could love it, you could trade it, you could do whatever you wanted with it, it was yours. And now that I'm a dad, it's an alien thought that my son might have grown up in a world where that was all he ever knew about gaming, and um, I want to be that change for good. And I wanted to do that even before he was conceived, but I feel that much more um, that much more dutiful now, is that I want him to be able to enjoy the childhood that I had in a way, full of like PlayStation 1 games, just the quality, and that you got what you paid for. And no, honestly, I think you got more than you paid for, because these days you don't get what you paid for. You get less than what you paid for. And even when you pay the extra, you still get less than what you paid for. It's it's a sad state of affairs. Um, so what does play I really mean in terms of um, what can you look forward to? Um, well, first of all, I'd like to say that we are gearing up in our marketing for our Kickstarter release, which will be coming around approximately July 9th, which is his birthday. I don't know, I'm very sentimental like that. I think it would make a really nice milestone, and we can double celebrate on his birthday, and that way I'll never forget his birthday either. But it'd be really nice. From there, yeah, it basically means connectivity, right? It is in development a platform where we can do something which is quite unheard of, and I know it seems quite alien, but something that no other company on planet Earth can do. Um, and it's a lot of power and it's a lot of responsibility, but with great power comes great responsibility. And I think leveraging this kind of tech for, artistic integrity is incredibly important, because someone has to set the standard, and it might as well be me, because primarily is I don't really value money. I'm poor. I live in a poor place. I live with my parents, who've been so gracious to take care of me while I've been developing the system. And it would be nice to pay them back. I'd like a little bit of money to pay them back, um, and see them off into a very happy retirement. Um, but other than that, I do this for the love of the game. Like, I love gaming. I love making art, and I love the gaming community. I've always been on forums. I've always played MMORPGs. I love interacting with competitive players and competitive games. And as much as I am a bit of an antisocial hermit, um, there's never been a time I haven't been able to bond with someone over a gaming experience. It just bridges that gap. Um, so, in terms of a platform, let me tell you what you'll be seeing out of PlayEye. One thing is, I want you to. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a fun thing. Okay. Let yourself imagine. Okay, let yourself open to hope, just a little bit, because it's really fun. uh, okay, how many times have you played a game and you want to get a friend into it? Um, I used to try to get pretty much every friend I ever made into World of Warcraft, and it was impossible. No one's computer could play it at the time. I used to live in a little country town, and there was no chance of anyone getting a good computer. Everyone was dirt poor. Um, Getting someone into World of Warcraft was impossible. Um, well, um, limitations removed. Simply put, we render it, we make the game. You and your friend both connect and play. The only difference is for this to be sustainable, there have to be a few caveats, and that is a subscription system, but not just a subscription system. Both free to play and subscribe to play games um, will be basically the platform. On top of that, extrapolations of what the technology can do. Um, I know that streaming is very big right now. Um, I do love watching streamers myself. Um, I love watching Video Game Donkey. He's um, he's a real cool dude. Um, uh, so any game on our platform, and I've learnt from Peter Molyneux. Okay, you don't want to make promises. Um, Instead, it's better to talk about possibilities. And I will try my hardest to make every feasible possibility come to life. But in terms of streaming, I think interactive streaming on our platform um, may be inevitable. And that means you can watch your favorite streamer. But not only that, you can um, have your own independent camera and you can rotate around him. You can rotate, or he or she rotate around the world. You can see what's in their inventory, um, look at their achievements. You know, you can interact with the game through the stream and still watch, which also allows you to implement some really fun gameplay type things, especially into streamers games or games that could be a bit more interactive with the stream. For example, there was this one really, my apologies. Oh, of course, it was Mario Galaxy. You know how like I don't know if you've played Mario Galaxy, but one player could use secondary Wiimote to like collect the little um, tokeny things, while the primary player pilots Mario, like that. Some level of interactivity that's not possible, and that's because when we make the games, and we do, when we batch the rendering, which we do, we can batch your rendering, we can batch like a you to our streaming client, and you can have interactivity that isn't possible with things like Twitch. It's just they can't have all these different studios. It's just not built into their infrastructure. But for us, we can, and I'd like to say that's inevitable. Now this one's a bit more of a stretch. in terms of the capability of the Play AI system, and that is um, we have the capabilities to have a really robust either photo editor or drawing software, and I think that's very important. Simply because, as an artist, I think it would be lovely um, to have a gaming service or a streaming service. Also have a robust drawing application included, or if you want to use the robust drawing application, you get games included. Regardless, there will always be free to play games, and those free to play games um, will only ever be monetized through cosmetics. And when I say cosmetics, I actually mean not just any sort of cosmetic. I only like the type of in-universe cosmetics. Um, Things that add to the world and the world building. Um, it's too easy to go the other route and produce things just for money, but at the end of the day, I think integrity is more important, and IPs are to be protected. Um, we can Tolkien and how loved and how fantastic his work is, how intricate and how fantastic his world building is, and you can see that when the source material isn't respected, um, it's almost a disservice to his incredible work. Okay, so that's the capabilities and the plans, but there's some other things I'd like to discuss um, in terms of social media. PlayEye, well, specifically me, I will always be contactable by members of the community. I'm setting up our Discord now, our Reddit now. In the meantime, please do not hesitate to send me an email at playisaac at playeye.dev. Sorry. Um, just hopes and dreams. What would you like to see? I'm genuinely interested. Um, oh, um, PlayEye will always be a home for gamers, and games and integrity always come first. Another aside I'd like to say is I really love the Stop Killing Games movement. I think consumer interests, especially in the Wild West of gaming, have been not neglected, they've been abused for too long. And when you pay for something, I believe that you should be able to, use it. And accepting gaming seems slipped through the cracks. Um, Now, in terms of how I can support the movement, is any game that we develop, and should there be any reason for any single game to be removed from the platform, which I don't think there will be. The idea of the platform is to have a growing library of games that only gets bigger, you know, and well, but for any reason, should any game be removed from that platform, even though you don't pay for it, um, I'll personally work with the community to bring that game to a workable state. I'm talking about server infrastructure, every single detail necessary to get that up and operational for the people who want to play those games again. Um, there may be some need to change assets, um, but I can work with the community on that too. Um, don't disregard the community, they're fantastic. Um, what else? Oh, yes. This is a thing that I like. Okay. I don't like the idea of selling skins. My apologies, my headset turned off. Um, Selling skins, um, just as skins, because I think when you buy something, you should receive something that's physical. So, one of our ideas for our Kickstarter, one of our rewards, is to release miniatures of our units from Good Grief. And each of these miniatures will essentially come with a skin. And when you buy a skin, many players will often only want the skin, through the service. But that doesn't sit right with me. For one, if they are to lose their account and they've invested money into skins for whatever reason, I don't think it's fair for them to walk away with nothing. So if you're to purchase cosmetics for the sake of just getting those cosmetics, you'll be allocated tokens to be able to buy merchandise from the store, be it other skins, or be it um, miniatures, um, clothing, you know, figures, you know, and I'm not talking about throwaway things. As a sculptor, I love the love that people put into miniatures and sculpts, and I think they're really cool little knickknacks. And um, these miniatures, they're not just going to be, you know, eye candy. Alongside while we're developing Good Grief, these miniatures will also be able to be played in a tabletop style game that you can take, to your local card shop or play with your friends. So, you can have some off-screen time and then play, together and have a skin too. So you'll be able to unlink the skin from your account and the miniature have a little chip in it that will be able to read with an app that if it's linked to an account or if it's not. So you can sell your miniature and that miniature can move the skin to another account. So you're not locked into your skins on your account. You've actually got something physical and tangible that's worth something. That's about it. I rambled for a lot longer than I thought. This definitely wasn't a TLDR. My apologies, but after rambling on the non-TLDR version for over 6 hours, I think this is the best I'm going to be able to do. Thank you so much for watching. Please send me an email if you have any questions. And if you could please do us the service of marketing for us for free, I would be very appreciative. Marketing is a huge expense, and sorry, there's a bug. And essentially, we're trying to save every single dollar we can into making the absolute best product for you. And if we're to save any money on marketing, I would be in your debt. And thank you so much. That's about it. Thank you so much. I'm Isaac Domretsky. You can call me Play Isaac. I like it. It's fun. And get enthusiastic. Keep you guys updated. But just make sure you take care of yourselves, okay? And take care. All right. Bye bye.